All right, so for this week we were supposed to read The Dementor. So did you read that?
I did.
Nice.
Yes.
So I did too. And so I summarized the chapter by saying, well, the main characters in the story are Harry, Ron, Hermione, and then we also meet Professor Lupin. And he's the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Right.
Yeah, and the setting was, well, it started off in the Leaky Cauldron, and then they got on the Hogwarts Express to go to Hogwarts. And the problem in the story is that Harry just found out that Sirius Black escaped from Azkaban, and now he's out to kill Harry.
Bad news for Harry.
Yeah, things are not looking good for Harry. So that's a problem. And then in this chapter, the plot kind of goes like, well, Harry gets on the Hogwarts Express with Ron and Hermione and all the Weasleys, and then I said next, Harry tells Ron and Hermione about what he overheard about Sirius Black, that he's out to kill him. And then the climax of the chapter is when the Dementor comes into the train.
Oh yeah, that's really scary.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so scary. And so then, but then Lupin was there, Professor Lupin, and so so then he scared off the Dementor, and then Lupin basically saved Harry, with the chocolate, making him feel better. And then the chapter kind of ended with them all back at Hogwarts, and Harry's really happy to be there because it's kind of like his real home. Because he doesn't like living
he doesn't like, underneath the staircase.
Yeah, the cupboard.
It's not a good situation.
No, the cupboard and the stairs, that would be such not a good room to live in.
What was your prediction for the book?
Well, I just summarized. So how about you share your prediction first?
Well, my prediction was when Mr. Weasley was telling Harry about not going after Sirius, I think that Harry's going to do the opposite and go after Sirius Black. Because we already know Harry's like such a go-getter and likes to not follow the rules at all. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was on page 73, right? Your prediction?
73.
Yeah, I made the same prediction in my book. I said that I definitely thought that Harry was going to go after him just because we know in the past books that's what Harry does. And I was also thinking about that prediction, and I wrote down that I think that there's more to the story that Mr. Weasley didn't already tell Harry.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Because he got cut off, I think, at the train.
Yeah, in the text it says, promise me, Harry, said Mr. Weasley, talking more quickly still, that whatever happens, why would I go looking for someone I know wants to kill me, said Harry blankly. Swear to me that whatever you might hear, and then Arthur quickly, cried Mrs. Weasley, and then he gets cut off by the train. So I'm thinking there has to be something more.
Yeah, like what connection does Sirius have to Harry, and why does he want to kill him?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know, but I think you're right. I think I'm right. I think we're both right.
Yeah,
prediction.
I think so.
I think that Harry's gonna go after him.
Right.
So my prediction. So that's a good prediction. My prediction. I had a different one too. My other prediction was on page number 81.
Oh, 81. Okay.
Yep, on page 81. I said that. This was when they were aboard the train, and the setting, like the author really just kind of, it was like, in a movie when the dark scary music goes, that's how I was reading this page. It says like the train was, so spooky. The train was going slower and slower.
Oh, right, yeah.
And the noise of the pistons fell away, and the wind and rain grew louder. Like, it's just setting me up.
Yeah, very setting the mood. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I was predicting that Sirius Black was going to come on the train.
Oh, instead of the Dementors? That was a good guess. I wouldn't have thought that.
No?
No.
Oh, no. You just thought something fast.
Yeah, I just thought it was good. Yeah.
Well,
maybe the train broke down, had some engine trouble.
Oh, okay, so we were that makes sense.
Did you also catch the sneakoscope going off in page 76? Why was it going off?
I don't know.
No one was doing anything wrong, and the sneakoscope's going off. They said it was old, but I think there's something more to it. Like, why would the author bring up a sneakoscope going off for no reason instead of, you know what I mean? So there has to be something going on, I think.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about that question, but now that you're asking it, now I'm wondering the same thing. Like, I'm wondering what was going on. But how cool would that be to have a sneak escape?
Yeah, like in the real world? Anytime someone's lying or something, it whizzes off.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. You could just keep it in your pocket, and then you just know when something bad was gonna happen. I think it'd be cool too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good question and a good connection too to write down. Something else that I marked in my book that I want to talk about. Let me look at my sticky notes.
Sure. I got a bunch too.
Oh, you do? Nice, nice. Oh, on page 86.
Okay.
So on page 86, did you have something before that? Or
Actually, I did have one on page 85.
85. Okay.
When I thought it was really cool how Lupin used the spell to fight the Dementors. And I think, because it doesn't say what spell he uses, but we know Hermione is such a whiz with spells, I bet she'll figure one out. You know, like what he actually used. Because they're going to need it.
And that's a good question. Like, I wasn't even really wondering what spell he used. I just was like, oh, yes, Lupin, save the day. So that's a really good question.
Yeah, it just says silvery light. So what does that mean? Like, he doesn't say any spell. So.
Yeah. I don't know, but you're really good at asking questions.
Yeah, I ask the hard questions, I guess.
Do you?
Don't always get answers, but...
But you ask them, that's a good skill to work on.
Yes.
I need to get better on that, so... So yeah, those are good questions to ask. So then on the next page after that,
86,
I was thinking, after the Dementor came, Ron and Hermione and Neville, and even Ginny, they were okay. They didn't pass out.
Right.
But Harry did. Harry passed out, and I'm thinking, okay, what I know about his character is Harry's so brave and so strong. Like, he defeated Voldemort 3 times already. So we know he's a brave character, and so I'm wondering. I'm thinking, like, why did this Dementor affect him so much? And it didn't affect the other people that way. Like, it said in the text that they were pale. And
they weren't feeling good, but no one passed out.
Yeah, so I'm wondering.
It said he heard screaming, too, and no one else, they were like, who was screaming?
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
Why was he hearing screaming and no one else was?
That's another good
It might
question.
be a subconscious thing, or something in his past, maybe.
Ooh,
maybe we can. Yeah, I can't wait to read on it.
We'll definitely need to keep that in our brains.
And future chapters.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one.
And one last thing that I wanted to add was on page 90. It was kind of right before the chapter ends, but we get kind of a glimpse as to how Lupin has the respect of Madame Pomfrey, because she goes into saying, looks like the Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers knows his remedies. And she would have never said that about the previous one, Gilderoy Lockhart, who was kind of like know-it-all, show-off, kind of loser who didn't really know anything.
Yeah, he's the worst.
So I think that's a really cool establishing character moment there that we see, other wizards have, respect Lupin already. So we kind of know that Lupin knows his stuff. Yeah,
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking, like, they probably... are happy to finally have a good Defense Against the Dark teacher. Finally,
The cursed position, as they say.
Yes, they have a good one now. No, I like it. I'm already liking Lupin's character. How about you?
I like him too. He seems brave, and he seems to stick up for Harry. When he stood up for him when Draco was kind of giving him a jab, he came out and said, "Is there any trouble here? What's going on?" And Draco totally bailed. So.
Yeah, no, I like Lupin already.
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn more about his character.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And when you were talking about that, it got me thinking about one of the last connections that I wrote down was...
Which page is that?
Oh, good question. It's on page 93.
Oh, okay.
So when they announced the new positions at the feast, the welcoming feast...
Oh, yeah.
They announced that Hagrid was the new care of the magical creatures teacher. And so I was thinking back to the previous books in the series, the second book, remember with the Chamber of Secrets, everybody blamed Hagrid.
Yeah, he's a scapegoat.
Everybody blamed Hagrid for opening up
and letting out the snake.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, like, his reputation was really destroyed, and he was made to seem like this really bad character, but we know he's not.
Right, we know he's a good person.
Yeah, he is a good person, and so I'm thinking that now that he got, like, promoted up to this new teaching position, like, you can tell in the text, it says, like, he's wiping his eyes because he's so happy.
Right, because he's so happy.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that now this is his way to, like, make a name for himself and kind of make his reputation better.
I think so, too. That's a good point. I never thought about that. Until you brought that up. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that we got to talk about it then.
Yeah, me too.
I'm thinking that Hagrid's such a good guy, and I want everybody to to know that, because Harry, Hermione, and Ron, they know how awesome Hagrid is. But I want everybody else in Hogwarts to know too.
Yeah, I'm really excited to keep reading this.
Oh,
It's
me
way,
too.
way better than Candy Crush.
Oh yeah. So much better than Candy Crush. I put Candy Crush on hold because I wanted to read this at night.
Yeah, it's a real page turner.
It is a page turner. So speaking of page turning, let's so for next week or for next time we meet, maybe tomorrow, maybe
Who
next
knows?
week, who knows? We should probably read. Well, these chapters are long.
Yeah, that was like 15 pages.
I know, but it was good.
It was good 15 pages.
Yeah. I'm thinking, how about we just stick with Talons and Tea Leaves the next chapter?
One,
So we have different editions, but does yours start on page 96?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, perfect. So let's read from page 96 to the end of the chapter, which is 122.
Oh my goodness.
Right. But we can do that, right?
We can do that.
96 to 122.
Yeah, we can do
Awesome.
that.
And then since I did the summary this time, you want to do the summary next time?
Yeah, I'll do the summary and the plot and everything.
All
The setting. Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. The 5-finger summary.
5-finger summary.
You got it. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today, partner.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. All right, well, good work.